What is going on, guys? We're back here again today. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys as always for stopping in. So on today's video, we're going to be installing the USP Motorsports Burnout Box on a Project A3 Quattro. Alright guys, so getting started here with this install for this Burnout Box, the first thing that you got to do is we're going to go ahead and take out these little plastic clips to remove the back seat. So not too difficult, you basically just snap these guys out of place. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove these pieces. Now if you take a look at these little pieces here, you can see they kind of have this little rounded groove right here. That's basically sitting on this little metal piece. I don't know if you can see that very well. That's how these pieces sit in there. So what you're gonna do is basically just kind of lift and slide them out. If you want, you can almost kind of reach in there like this. And you can see they just slide off that little rail. They basically snap in and out of place. Not too bad. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we've removed all these plastic clips holding in the back seat. Just a quick tip for you guys, just remember these guys have to come out first, then you can remove these back pieces. Alright, so the next step here, now what we can do is we can pretty much just reach under here and we can just lift straight up and you can feel it snap out of place. We're gonna go ahead and do that on the other side. Alright. So as you can see, we've got a rear bench seat removed. Not too bad, you may need to wrestle with it. Just a nice firm lift and you should have this thing out in no time. So as you can see, this cover right here, this is gonna be on your driver's side. This is the cover that we're gonna go ahead and need to lift up so we can access the Haldex plug. We've got this cover lifted up here. This is our Haldex plug, which we can go ahead and disconnect so we can install our Burnout Box. We can go ahead and lift this up and we can go ahead and disconnect this piece with this little clip right here. We've disconnected this little connector here, not too bad. Now at this point right here, once this has been unplugged, let's say you're not even gonna bother with the Burnout Box install, but you wanna run your car in two-wheel drive mode for a dyno pull, you can go ahead and do this method right here of just making this disconnection. Now you can go ahead and run this car on a two-wheel drive dyno. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and plug this Burnout Box. We're gonna plug this end into this connector right here. So you can go ahead and feel that one snap into place. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got our Burnout Box installed here. We've got both connectors plugged in. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go and test this out just to make sure everything works before we go through the trouble of putting all the covers back in place as well as the back seat and all the clips. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we've got our wireless remote. We'll go ahead and start the car and test this out. And you can see car is in park. So right now we are in standard Quattro mode, and what we'll go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and press front wheel drive and see what happens. Now you start to see all the dash lights light up like a Christmas tree. This is normal. This is going to go ahead and indicate that we are now in fact in front wheel drive. Let's go ahead and see about the front wheel drive. Yeah, that'll definitely spin some tires. Alrighty guys, so as you got to see, we've tested out our front wheel drive burnout mode. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and put ourselves back into the all-wheel drive mode. So of course you need to make sure your vehicle is at a stop and you're back in park. So we'll go ahead and go back to all-wheel drive. Go ahead and set our parking brake. We go ahead and turn off the car. And we'll start it back up. And now as you can see, all of our Christmas lights have cleared. Alrighty guys, so just to give a quick update on this Burnout Box install, I have tested out the remote as far as switching from front wheel drive to all wheel drive, and everything works as it should. I am, however, running into an issue as far as getting that cover to go back on correctly with the Burnout Box in place. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So as you can see, we've got our Burnout Box installed here. Everything's plugged in as it should be. The problem I'm running into is I'm just having a hard time positioning this Burnout Box in a location where it will allow me to get this cover to actually close all the way and snap back into place as it should. So that's kind of a little bit frustrating. I took a close look at the instructions and they didn't really specify anything about that. I did take a look at the video on the USP channel as far as this little brief install, and there wasn't really much specific detail. He pretty much just looked like in the video, just kind of left it It's kind of sitting in there. I was able to close this back up, but for me, it's not working. So I'm just gonna keep seeing if I can position this in a way that will let me actually close this cover correctly. So I'm gonna spend a little bit more time on that and see what happens. Alrighty guys, so just to give a quick little update, I did manage to get the cover to snap back into place. I had to really wrestle with it just to try to get that box within that cavity just to sit in an area where it would provide enough headroom for that cover to snap back into place correctly. I had to get a little bit rough with it, not something I'm a huge fan of doing, but I did manage to get that cover back into place, so I was able to get my seat reinstalled. It's something I always like to cover when going through any type of like install tutorial. You just never know what kind of things you're gonna run into. I can't say I've seen any other videos at this point in time on YouTube for this Burnout Box install. So doing my best, trying to make the most out of it and to give you guys a generally helpful tutorial in case you decide to pick one up. So fantastic product. I'm really happy this worked out well. Guys, make sure to check out the USP Motorsports Burnout Box. It's a really cool little mod. Anybody with the A3 Quattro, Audi S3 Golf R, anything MQB, Gen 5 Haldex, it's a really cool product. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for more. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.